This champion who was crap for so long, just a mediocre single target nuker, and that's it. All right, let's try. Boom. Oh! Hey guys, I sure come at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Glad to have you here. Send some positive vibes your way. Hey, listen, man, I slept on this legendary nuker for way too long. I knew intuitively his kit looked a lot better after his big buff, and it strikes me, these are not the champions that we're going to be talking about here, but the thought occurred to me that it does take time until the community at large, and including some, you know, mediocre YouTubers like yours truly, right?
Don't you dare!
Do we notice just how formidable some of these champions are after their big buffs? Like Vergamcar, dude, I love this dude. He's removing provokes, another random debuff. He's got increased defense. He's got a shield on a 3-turn cooldown. He's got an AoE attack on a 3-turn cooldown, removing 2 random buffs, a heal reduction, a decreased defense. I mean, this dude is doing so much now. Not an S-tier legendary, but certainly an A-tier legendary, right? And you can say the same thing about, you know, champions like Vlad, right? I mean, he's got AoE with turn meter steal. He's got AoE with decreased defense, block active skills. It does take a while, though, unless you're, like, ready the day of the buff goes live in the game, you know, taking the champions out of the vault and building them. Sometimes we like to kind of take the wait-and-see approach, and that's what I did with this champion, and it's Errol, man. This champion who was crap for so long, just a mediocre single target nuker, and that's it. And he got a big buff a while ago, maybe 6 months or maybe even longer ago. Actually, you know what? I have it up right here. Let's see. This was so 2002. Yeah, so around 6 months ago or so, right? He got the buff, and man, I mean, we'll get to this in just a moment here. We'll get to this. But first off, I got to give a shout out to all you guys. He's probably my most requested champion because the thought occurred to me with I have over 70 screenshots. Granted, some of them are the same people asking for him. But you can see
Cyclonetic,
you know, Lord Kenny, Random Kushner,
Radomir Kuzner, Simone Velasquez.
You don't have to say it.
A lot of people have invested in Errol after the buff and have been imploring me to share him with you guys, the rest of you guys who maybe still have Errol guarding your vaults, guys. But first, today's video is brought to you by Undawn. So I mentioned Undawn a couple months ago to you guys. The game has just been released just last week. What a perfect time to get in on the ground level of a brand new awesome title. So Undawn takes place in an apocalyptic wasteland, guys. It combines elements of PvE and PvP together in a really cool and really unique, honestly, blend of RPG, open world kind of exploration, and of course that survival element. Before I show you a little bit more of the game, guys, 2 quick things. Number 1 is creator code. When you get to level 10 in Undawn, make sure you use my creator code. You can see behind me. I will hook you up with 1,000 silver and you'll get either a black whale baseball cap or a firefly cowboy hat. And number 2, for all my aspiring or existing content creator friends out there is a creator camp for Undawn. You can get a direct connection to the developer. You'll get in-game resources, you'll get merch, and much more. Apply in the link in the description below, guys. Join me in the creator camp. Now, a few of the things that I love about this game, guys. Number 1 is the character customization. You can even upload your own picture if you want to really give it that, well, super personal touch, obviously, right? Number 2 is you can survive your own way. There's so many different ways to play this game in this open world environment. It even includes customization for the elements, the weather around you. You can decide if you want to kind of build and hunker down or you want to go fight zombies. You have a lot of kind of autonomy to play this game however you want to. And there's so many different exciting ways to experience Undawn. And also, guys, I just love how expansive this world is. I'm not just talking terrain with jungles and deserts and everything in between, but also your society. We are building a society in this game. So you have to think of, you know, like how you're gonna run it, what are the rules, what are the laws, who are you gonna include, who you're not gonna include, how are you gonna keep yourself safe, all of that and more inside this game. There's a lot to think about, but it's really exciting in Undawn. And lastly, the firepower, man. This is one of my favorite parts about the game. There are over 50 different types of vehicles. You've got your turrets, you've got bombs, you've got weapons, you've got everything in this game. The variety, most importantly, the variety of this game in terms of arming yourself, well, for the apocalypse is absolutely staggering. So guys, make sure you go ahead and download. Don't forget to use my link. Don't forget to apply for the creator program. And thank you so much, Undawn, for sponsoring today's video, available for free on iOS, Android, and PC. I'd love to give credit to all of you guys because I love you guys, but I gotta be real. I went against him, in live arena. We're talking, top whatever 200 gold live arena, right? And the dude drafted Errol, and I'm like, Errol? Okay, man, I know he's better, but is he that better? And shame on me, man. He murdered my team.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect.
He opened with that A2, he killed my reviver, got the extra turn, and smacked everybody down. So, listen, I want to start out by stating a couple things, right? Number one is, his speed's not bad for a nuker. Number two is, his attack scales really well, almost 1700 base attack on this champion. Thing number three that I'll point out on this champion is his A1. His A1 with a 3.9 godlike rating actually makes him viable outside just the arena, on ally attack or counterattack teams, right? It's only a one-time hitter, but it's a 3.9 damage rating. That is a ton of damage. So outside of the arena, you can definitely use him as kind of a dungeon, just DPS, a wave clearer, or on an ally attack against especially like a magic affinity boss in Doom Tower or something like that. He can definitely get the job done there as well. Now, the other thing, before we get to the changes in his kit, is that he has, a la, Soulbond Bowyer, a rare champion, he has an extra 30% chance to inflict a critical hit built into every single one of his abilities. That gives us the luxury of putting that crit damage gauntlets on Errol and not having to really struggle to get that extra, percentage of crit rate. We can just build him to 70% crit rate. There's no other reason to build him higher than that. Unlike a champion like, Turvold or something, who has an increased crit rate built into his kit, we don't have to worry about that falling off, that buff, or anything like that. It's just built in to the active skills of all of his skills in his kit. So we love that. Nice and easy to build this dude as a monster, really trying to maximize the attack percentage and the crit damage percentage as well. So 1.85 godlike rating on the ×2 hitter, ignoring defense as well, 15% on each hit on the A2, and then a 5.2 godlike rating on the A3. So what changed about this champion, right? On his A2 Helmbreaker, this is an AoE attack. He used to be a triple hitter attack with a 50% chance of ignoring 100% of defense, which is pretty cool. Just not 100% dependable, obviously. And furthermore, it was a single target attack, it wasn't that exciting. And his A3 was a lot worse back then as well. Talk more about that in a second. But, that's it. That was his A2, and then his A3 was a one-time hitter, right? Now, he attacks everybody 2 times, has the extra 30% chance to inflict a crit, and then each hit will ignore defense by 15%. Damage multiplier per hit increased, overall damage decreased because it went from 3 to 2 hits. But his multipliers per hit were increased, and it was changed to an AoE. This ability can smack now. And then the old version of the A3 negation was steals all buffs from the target enemy, then attacks the target, okay? The new version attacks one enemy, removes all debuffs from this champion, and steals all buffs from the target before attacking. And then they added a grants an extra turn if the target is killed. So because we are removing buffs from us, or debuffs from us, and then we are going in there and stealing buffs from the target before attacking, this is beautiful. We can remove that stone skin from Ultimate Death Knight. We can remove the increased defense and all the other crap on the Siphi or whatever on their team.
Anyway.
The one thing you have to be careful of is going against Duchesses, because Duchess is super popular, and keep in mind, we are a Force affinity, so a Spirit affinity will be a weak matchup. So Helicaths and Duchess, I guess the 2 most popular Spirit affinity champions right now in the PvP meta, we do have to be cognizant of that. But the good news is, with a 5.2 multiplier, and building in a little Savage or Lethal and Helm Smasher on this champion, you're gonna see, guys, that A3 can smack A very easy UDK killer right there, which is really handy. And what's better is you get the extra turn afterwards, right? So we're going to be opening up with this negation in most battles and trying to cherry pick who we want to kill from the enemy team. We can go after UDK if he's on the team, or we can simply go after the squishiest champion to ensure that we're going to land that kill shot, thus granting the extra turn for the A3. It's noteworthy that his attack has been changed from dungeons at 35 to all battles at 28% as well. So a really just a mammoth buff to this champion. Congratulations, Errol, because man, you needed it, dude. You needed it.
Enjoy it while you can.
Let me show you how I built him, guys, and then we're just going to go right to the arena. I'm not going to mess around in today's video. Now I don't want the void shards. Let me show you the build first before we get too far ahead of ourselves. So guys, I mean, listen, he's a nuker. I can make this video 2 hours if I want to and show you him in everywhere in the game, but I just wanted to demonstrate because this guy, he smacked me, man. He smacked me hard in the arena, dude. He just wiped me out. And you know the dude using him was probably like, yup, that's Errol, Ash. Congratulations, you got smoked by the new Errol, dude.
Welcome, everyone, to my world.
And you know what? At the very least, it got my attention, okay? So anyway, we talked about everything. Blessings, I don't have any awakening on this champion, but if I did, I'd probably keep it simple and just go with Soul Reap, right? Getting the extra attack, getting the extra crit damage if you're lucky enough to have them at 4-star, and then it just keeps getting better. Obviously, 6-star whale territory, right? I want to pause for a moment here because I had a sleeping on a legendary nuker video about 6 months ago as well, and I was on Astralon. So, you know, those are two kind of old school-ish. Astralon's a little bit newer. Nukers between Errol and Astralon that I just kind of didn't mess around with for a long time. And then I was like, wow, they can smack. Any other nukers that you haven't heard me talk about, especially you guys, my most loyal viewers who hear all the champions that I'm constantly, you know, talking up to you guys, right? Because I would love to find some more, man. Anyway, I love the extra turn. We already talked about everything. Masteries on this champion. We kept it pretty simple. Now, there is a case to be made for going support tree on this champion because, well, we need accuracy. And that's kind of the only bummer about that A3 in this kit, right? I mean, it'd probably make him too broken and too OP if it couldn't be resisted, the buff removal or whatever, or the steal. But accuracy is required for that A3 ability. So we could go the support tree and go pinpoint, go charge focus, and go swarm smiter. We'd be picking up in an arena battle like 40 plus extra accuracy there. So it's definitely significant. But because of that 3.9 multiplier on that A1, it hits really hard. Man, I wanted to come down and I wanted to grab Retribution and Deterrence. Now, I also made a decision here. I think it's probably a little bit noteworthy, right? Usually, on arena-specific champions, historically, I like to come with Defiant and then come down to improve parry, mitigating damage by 8% on critical hits. But lately, I've been coming down, instead going with the extra defense and tough skin, going in with blast proof, mitigating damage from AoE attacks by 5%, all because I really want to get my hands on Resurgent. I think it's that powerful of a mastery anywhere in the game, but specifically in the arena. A 50% chance to remove a random debuff from this champion when they lose 25% of their max HP or more from a single enemy skill. That's a big percentage of landing or removing a debuff, and I've had it come in handy so many times that I've kind of switched even my nukers from, unless I really need to resist, that would be the only caveat, and I go, instead of improve parry, even in the arena, I've been going blast proof just so I can get my hands on Resurgent. It's a personal decision, but I figured I'd explain it to you guys. Retribution and Deterrence on the offense tree, pretty much just chalk here, guys. What I go with every arena nuker pretty much on my account. You know, Shield Breaker, obviously Ruthless Ambush, we have Opportunist, and then we have Bring It Down, leading down to Helm Smasher. Those are, I would say, the 5 most important masteries. Obviously, Keen Strike as well. You will also note that I did not go with Deadly Precision. If you don't need the crit rate, don't get the crit rate. Get the extra 75 attack instead with Blade Disciple. You can see my total stats here are exactly 70% on the crit rate. No reason to have 75 at all. Just go with 70 on Errol. He got the extra 30 built into all of his skills anyway. So as I told you guys earlier, we're able to get that crit damage way up. We do have a crit damage set on him as well, but it was so nice to not have to focus on crit rate being the main substat on every single artifact that I put on him. Instead, I was able to go for a weapon like this. If I had to get 100% crit rate, it'd be difficult to justify having this on a champion because only 7% crit rate. But I did get a trip roll in crit damage. So I did the same thing here on the helmet, right? Trip roll on crit damage, only a 5% crit rate. But again, that threshold being lower gives us the luxury of building this dude like an absolute boss. I also got super lucky on the crit damage on the Ascension stat on these gauntlets. So now all of a sudden, they're one of my better gauntlets on the account. 100% crit damage and a trip roll of accuracy. That is accounting for most of his accuracy, although I will say that for me, I started out with an attack banner on this champion. And then I thought to myself, you know what? If we don't remove all the debuffs from this champion and steal the buffs, right, before attacking, it kind of negates, pun intended, negation, right? We want to kill, that way we can get that extra turn. It's so important. Thus, I'm never attacking like a Spirit Affinity champion, no matter who they are, with negation. If it's a Duchess and she goes first and there's a perfect veil on everybody, I'm just going to go right in with the Helmbreaker, right? So I say all that to say, I decided to sneak on an accuracy banner instead on this champion. We went crit damage on the amulet. We went a reaction ring with attack on the ring. If I had more reaction gear available, I would definitely go trip reaction if I could, right? Unless I had a champion like Necret the Great setting this guy up. And I will say that Necret or a Cardial or something like that are great because they're ally attackers with that really, really strong A1. It makes for a really, really dynamic duo there. So if you have those champions, go ahead and give them a try. We have attack percentage on the chest, and then we have, as I mentioned, crit damage on the gauntlets. So that's the entire build, guys. Let's go ahead and give this dude a run in the old arena, in the old classic arena. Now, it is reset day, and I was traveling, but I will refresh here and try to find some good teams. I want to start with some UDK teams here just to see if they're in Stone Skin, just to see if I can go ahead and remove it and break through. Of course, he's not. But of course, an attack-based champion, attack-based nuker at that, we really want to set him up with the increased attack. So we have Arbiter on the team. And then we have a bunch of deep. If I'm going to run a speed team, guys, what I really want to do is try to have as many buff removers as possible, right? In the Stone Skin meta. So I have three. I have Errol, Kymar with his A2 Abyssal Gaze, and then Midnight Ritual and Trick and Treats from Madame Sarah's. So I have a few options at my disposal. Now, there's no buffs left on the team, but the idea here is if UDK did have Stone Skin, we have another shot at removing it there with that A3 ability. But now we can just kill him. And as I said, check this out. Boom! 132K? Okay. Well, frankly, I've seen a lot higher from that A3. I've seen like 250, 200, talking like nutcracker numbers out of that nuke, right? But either way, we get the extra turn, we come in there, and I mean, we barely even needed 2 hits, right? I think that we had 1 hit on almost everybody there, unless I missed something. Let's go against another UDK team here. Again, these are not endgame platinum teams. I just want to show you the use case and how we can use this champion, right? So again, speed boost, come in here, do this stuff, whatever. Do this stuff, and again, no Stone Skin. Why is it that I can only find Stone Skin UDK teams? Only 1 hit on that A2, right? We would have gotten another 70k, 80k damage, whatever it would be, but we didn't need it. Everybody died the first shot, right? So again, dude, if this UDK team does not have Stone Skin, I don't know what's going on. There we go, finally. Okay, so Stone Skin, we try to remove, no dice. Try to remove again, oh, dice. It's okay. That's why we have 3 shots at removal. We come in here, we kill him. 1 shot again. Extra turn, kill everybody else. Boom, boom. That's it, man. Errol can smack. I have a very typical arena team like set up here. Let's go against. Wow, they're very tanky, but they have no nukage. I guess a Helicath. Let's just go against him anyway. I want to kind of step up the caliber of team that we're facing here. So again, now if you leave him on just custom, he's going to go into that AoE attack almost every time, which is interesting. I'd rather pop somebody off. So let's go after Mighty Uko this time. Boom, 172k extra turn, and everybody else is dead again. Oh, we love it. And these are some tanky teams here, guys. These are some tanky squads. Let's go against this squad here. They look pretty formidable. And then we'll try to find like a super, they go first. So we're probably toast here. And let's see. I forgot they have Lydia too. You know what? Let's see. Seal of Magic. Gonna come in here, remove all these pesky. Oh, we're not gonna do anything. We're gonna die. We're gonna die. Okay, let's forget about that one, guys. Up. Congratulations, Up. Let's go to the next battle here. I want to go against a. Okay. Hopefully we go first this battle, right? We're going against a Cardio. They've got an Arbiter, and they go first again. My Arbiter's so slow, guys. It's awful, man. It really is awful. We might still win here. We do have a decreased attack, and we have no cleansers on the team. But let's see what we can do here. So can we one-shot Arbiter with that A3? Or should we just go for Candyman? Let's just go for Candyman, right? Let's not 173k, and then we come in here again. Boom! Everybody dead, even with the decreased attack, even though we didn't go first in the go first team. I think I mentioned this probably recently on another video, guys. But what happened is I stripped my Arbiter naked.
What did you do?
Yeah. I took off all of her gear. Now she's in hand-me-down, hand-me-down, hand-me-down. She is +3, but she's not fast, right? Because I put it all on Warlord and Yumeko, right? For live arena. I only have so much good speed gear. Although I'm a whale in the game, I spent a lot of money on this game. Not here to say anything otherwise. I've never bought the speed packs, right? So my speed gear is really lacking, whereas the rest of my gear is pretty solid on the account. So again, we're gonna come right in here, kill Arbiter again. And now we get that next turn. Boom, boom. Ah, this freaking swift parry, man. Well, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. But luckily, weak hits on... let's just go ahead and kill Rhodos, obviously. It's great anti-Rhodos, too, just because of what we saw, right? He has a double hitter on his A2, and he's Force Affinity, right? So great against Siffy Arbiter teams, nice and easy. Let's go ahead and get that speed boost and then just come right in there with the A3. So listen here, guys. I feel like I could go on for hours. I have a lot of fun playing this champion, but hopefully you guys have seen. I'm going to pick one more like super tanky team. Here we go with the Taurus and an Arbiter and a UDK and everything else, right? But I just wanted to make you guys aware, especially if you're somebody that's been, stupid Taurus, man. Stupid Taurus. The fear. I hate that fear, man. All right, let's try. Boom. Oh! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I wanted to show you guys, man. And then constant pressure does a lot of damage, but not enough, man. Not enough. That's what I'm talking about, man. He's one of the best answers to UDK. He stole that stone skin. He went right in there. He disposed of everything. Everything was good, right? You gotta love it. Let's just go in here with the A1, wake him back up. It's okay, we have plenty of time. A1 again, boom, 60k on the A1. There we go, guys. That is how you use Errol now. A very, very good arena nuker, good A1 on a kind of a, you know, not a blender, but an ally attack comp for various dungeons as well. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you let me know who's your favorite nuker that you think other people, myself included, might be sleeping on in the game. Would love to hear from you guys in the comments below. And as always, take care, guys.